Hello everyone, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. I'm Will Dixon and this is my latest video talking about what is our best team. So we're in December now, we've played a number of games in the Championship, and after a fair amount of rotation, do we finally know our best team? And I've got a very high-tech solution in order to show you this. So what is our best team? So starting in goal, I think this one's kind of an easy one, is Carl Darlow. So Sells started the season as the number one choice, and Darlow's come in and completely outperformed. Sells had a bit of a shaky start, but Darlow really steady. The 2 penalty saves at Nottingham Forest, I think, really established himself in this team. But also mustn't be forgotten that Elliott is now on his way back from injury, and he was fantastic for us last season. I believe he's our Player of the Year actually. So will he come back in? I'm not sure, but Darlow at the minute, definitely the number one. Then moving on to right back. Now, I think this one's a very difficult one because it's between Yedlin and Anita. My personal choice would be Vernon Anita. Yedlin is very, very good attacking-wise. He's so quick. But I feel as though Anita, he's much more reliable. He's much more steady. He's got a very good footballing brain. So I think he is at the minute performing. I think at the minute he's a better choice than Yedlin overall if you could only pick one team. But Yedlin does offer that. Basically, his pace, I think, makes up for a lot. I think he's still settling down a bit. But Anita, very, very good right back, and he's really invented himself there. Then moving into centre back, these ones for me are, I think, quite an easy choice. So Lascelles picked up where he left off last season. Very, very good, rock solid for us at the back. And then his partner, I would go for Kieran Clark. A big surprise for me, to be honest. When he first came in, to have the 4 centre backs of Lascelles, Clark, Mbemba and Hanley. Hanley with experience of the Championship, Mbemba and Lascelles having a really strong partnership at the end of last season. I thought Kieran Clark would be 4th choice, but he's come in and he's looked very, very comfortable. He's really slotted into the team fantastically, and he's just been a mainstay since he's been in. He looks very, very calm and collected, provides a bit of a steady head, and he's just been fantastic for us, and he thoroughly deserves his place in the team. Moving on to left back, not that many contenders for this one, so I am going to go with Paul Dummett. He's not my favourite player, as I've probably said a couple of times on the channel. However, again, kind of like Anita, he kind of provides that mainstay and a bit of more reliability than maybe what Lazard does. Lazard hasn't really had the best opportunity, it must be said. However, again, this man, Musadio Haidara, is coming back from injury, and when I have seen Haidara play in the past, I have been quite impressed with him, especially attacking-wise. Dummett is definitely more of like a centre-back that's been moved to left-back role. But I think at the minute, Dummett is definitely the first choice left-back. Moving on to the midfield on the right, I think this one's really sensible. Matt Ritchie, very, very good in general for us throughout the season. Had a couple of little rough spells, but his work rate, getting up and down the pitch, is fantastic. His passion is fantastic, and he's just a fantastic overall player, and he's really performing in the Championship. And then moving on to the midfield, in the 2 centre midfielders. First one, John Joe Shelvey. Again, just very much he's been just fantastic for us in the Championship this season. And when you look at our other midfielders, which are Colback, Hayden and Chetsiote, we don't have another player like him who can spray the balls out wide. He's got the passing range of Shelvey, and he's just been a complete fulcrum for this team, and everything is going through him. And he's really matured as well, especially defensively wise, when it comes to playing. And I think that's one of the advantages that of having Rafa in the team, having Rafa as manager, I should say, sorry, that Shelvey is now becoming a much more disciplined player, as well as having, the very good going forward abilities that he does. And then his partner, I would go for Isaac Hayden. Again, another surprise for me. When he first came in, I was a little bit sceptical about whether this guy would play or not, but he's been very, very good for us as a defensive midfielder. And these two complement each other very, very well, because Shelvey is allowed to get forward a little bit more, whereas Hayden is a rock solid, strong, tall defensive midfielder who has also been known to play centre back as well. And he's just been fantastic for us, and I'm very, very happy that we've got him now in the end. And these two as a partnership, I think Hayden provides much more physicality than what Jack Colback does. Tiote hasn't really had a chance in the team, so I can't really put him in here. And then on left wing, it's not a surprise now, but at the start of the season, if I told you this, it would have been with Jan Gouffran. Again, like Richie, much more about the getting back and getting forward. He's been fantastic for us. He's scored the goals, but his defensive work rate is absolutely fantastic. And it's a massive thing where to have this system that we've played all season, which is essentially two banks of four, to have the wingers to come back, to eventually make a back six, is a big help for us, especially if we want to counter-attack, and it gives the team a much more solid platform, and we have all the abilities covered, essentially. Gouffran has been an absolute revelation this season, and he is, I think he's more than worthy of getting a new contract. Whether we will offer him another one, I'm not so sure. And that one's for a different video. Moving into the attacking midfield role, we generally have played like a 4-4-1-1, so that's what I'm going to go with. This one I probably wouldn't have said a couple of weeks ago, but after the Birmingham game, I've been convinced to put in Mohamed Diame. Now, the other option here is Ayoze Perez. However, against Preston, against Bristol, against Hull, and against Birmingham, Diame in this role has shown why we should play him. Especially against Birmingham, I thought it was his best game. The physical presence he offers is unrivaled when it comes to this position. And his work and to how he works with the strikers, the physical presence he offers, it gives us, again, like Hayden and Shelvey, it complements that. However, because he's an attacking midfielder rather than a striker, because, you could say a physical presence to put in Mitrovic, but to have a Diame who is at heart a central midfielder, it gives us the three in the midfield, which gives us a bit more stability, and it gives us a bit more numbers in the midfield in order to win the ball back, break it up, rather than just relying on Hayden and Shelvey. And to have those numbers has helped us a lot. And then up front, to be honest, I don't think there's any debates about Dwight Gale. Absolutely brilliant this season. 16 goals in 15 games, it cannot be disputed. As much as we all love Alexander Mitrovic, Gale has been absolutely fantastic, and I'm more than happy to say that I was wrong to be sceptical about it at the start of the season. So that's our best team. So to run you through it all again, that's Darlow, Anita, Lascelles, Clark, Dummett as defenders, Richie, Shelvey, Hayden and Gouffran, and then Diame behind Dwight Gale. You've been watching Newcastle Fans TV. What do you think of my team? What changes would you make? Is there any additions that you'd like to see coming in January? Make sure you leave it in the comments down below. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook. I've been Will Dixon. This has been Newcastle Fans TV, and I will see you later.